Hi everyone, welcome to episode 148 of the Army Think Tank podcast. I am Jan,
Jess,
and today we are joined by a very special guest, Amanda.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
welcome.
How are we doing this week? How we've been doing now that we're here?
I don't know. This week has been wild.
Yeah, I mean, work has been a thing. I mean, it's my 5th week, and I've been released at the wild by myself for some reason. They're like, you're good enough, take those calls.
Yeah.
Is it anywhere near as bad as the BTS leaving Army alone, like released to the wild?
Oh, God.
How bad is it?
I wish. No, it's just like, oh, you're retaining pretty good. You can take those calls by yourself. And then I get the wildest, weirdest calls that is something so specific that I'm like, help.
I don't know what I'm doing.
BTS, come back.
Help me.
BTS, please come back.
Please help me.
So what about you, Amanda? How
I
you
just meant like
doing?
the unsupervised era where they left
unsupervised?
where
I'm
they
not
left
sure they should.
Army unsupervised. So your job is leaving you unsupervised. I was wondering if it got anywhere near as chaotic.
It's been 2 days.
Are you behaving? Are you behaving?
I'm always behaving.
I'm sorry. What? That is a lot.
Yes, you've never seen me at work. I'm always behaving.
I don't know if I believe that.
Listen. I've started getting comfortable and I'm sending gifts to everybody. I came in this morning saying good mornings and then I was like, it's gonna be May. So
I did send that to Kat and Len this morning.
of course you
They
did.
were laughing really hard, so I felt like it was necessary.
Yeah, the trio's been a little bit not dry, but I mean Tanya's in Chile right now. So
Yeah. Kind of hard when people are traveling to like connect together. I get it.
Yeah. But how are you doing, Amanda? Welcome to the podcast. Welcome
Thank
to the
you.
chaos.
Thank you. I like the chaos. I want to jump into it and go la, 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 all over it.
That's what I like to hear.
No, I actually didn't even mean to just do this, but it reminds me, you've been following our socials, so you know our huge announcement that we have William McEwen, the king of the blah, blah, blah.
Crazy.
That is wild.
That's so wild.
When I saw that, I was like, yeah, how did that happen?
How did that happen? Like, how did that come about?
I shall not reveal my secrets. No, I shall not reveal my secrets, but we are thrilled. We are absolutely thrilled, and couldn't have gotten a better guest who kind of exemplifies what we wanted to do with the con, what we wanted the vibe to be, fun, but also real and, deep and connected and, all those things. So he's exemplifies all those things. So we were super excited that, he wants to come and hang out with us. And
that's so fun.
That's so fun.
So exciting. Well, while we're jumping into it, can you tell us about the con? What's the event? What's it about? What's happening?
Yes, absolutely. So Nashville, Tennessee, it's a little over the border from you all, but
I'm midway.
July 20th, the summer, and it is from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. So we are, registration starts at 10, and then the vendor room actually opens at 10, so that's an hour before our programming starts. But then we've got programming in 4 different rooms all day long.
Wow.
Yes. So all different things to choose from in 4 different rooms. And then in the evening, we are flipping over the ballroom because we've got half of it's the vendor room and half of it's a programming room during the day. So we're flipping that in the evening and going to provide evening entertainment, which we are currently working behind the scenes on some exciting things for that as well that we hope to announce soon.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
That's so exciting.
I want to do the little clap too.
Yeah, we're really good with our little claps.
We are. We're just like
contained excitement.
Yes, trying to contain the excitement. How did this like con come about? Like, what was like the inspiration behind making it?
Sure. My husband, he doesn't really do music out anymore, but he was a musician and he played a lot of anime cons.
Oh,
And
wow. Okay.
so I got dragged to a lot of anime cons. And the first time I went, I was like, what world am I even in? I don't know. But
they're nuts.
so,
Yep.
yeah. So I got, kind of introduced to the whole AnimeCon format. And I owned dance studios for a long time. Before I did my life coaching and book writing and speaking that I do now, I owned dance studios for 10 years and I taught for almost 20 years. So I have spent a long time planning giant events.
Right.
Especially stage productions and things like that, where a lot of the moving pieces and, I've also planned events for other people. I've been in the wedding industry for a really long time. So I'm just totally used to this. So I don't know. BTS has touched me so much over the last few years, and they really speak to both my life coaching and my dance and entertainment and art side. So they get me on a lot of levels. And the peace and love and, love yourself and all of that. So I don't know, I wanted it to exist. And I thought to myself, I know there's these cup sleeves. I know there's KCON in LA, that's all K-pop and it's a huge thing. And then K-play, but I don't know that there's a BTS specific, really long convention where ARMY can actually get together with each other for a longer period of time. We originally actually wanted it to be a 3-day con, kind of like an anime con.
Right.
And maybe we will get to that in the future, but we decided for this year we needed to kind of just make it a 1 day, but we made it like all day,
Yeah.
I mean, 4 rooms going all day long, because we wanted to follow that that structure kind of as much as possible, because a lot of people really make good connections in those kind of environments. And so I'm like, I want to do this for BTS fans specifically, and this just needs to exist. And so when it was just me, I thought, well, I can't do this myself. It's just too much. And so I kind of put out a call and said, hey, are there any event planners around here that also love BTS? And got a response, and I had an entire family that signed on with me. The 2 parents love BTS, have been in the music industry and entertainment and planning industry themselves. And then they've got 2 teenagers that are helping kind of behind the scenes and on the day of the con as well. So so now it exists, and
that's so much fun.
Yeah.
So much
That's
fun.
how it happened. So yeah, I'm pretty excited that it exists now. And it's not just a thing in my head that could have just been an idea and gone away.
100%.
Never happened.
I really wish I could.
I know. Are you sure?
It's purely because I just started working. It's the only reason why.
But do they know how much you love BTS and how important that is?
It's only been a month, Amanda, please.
But you still have like almost 3 months until.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, I know it's gonna be a huge success.
Yeah.
You're gonna be able to do it next year and then be able to go 100%. So pretty excited already.
I can't even think about next year yet. It's like
this year isn't even over yet, Jen.
Okay,
it hasn't even started yet.
You
like
know
there's
how I
so
am.
much.
I'm really
There's
good
so
at
much to do
manifesting
still.
things. Okay.
No, you know what it is, because you want to come. So here's the thing: when I did my so I own 2 different dance studios in 2 different cities,
Right.
and so we had weekend long productions.
Oh, sure.
In each place, each year, and so it was like you planned for that, all year for those 2 giant productions. And then by the time it was over, people were like, so what's our theme next year? What do we do? I was like, oh my God, stop.
I can't even think about it right now, guys.
Yeah.
I need a second to think.
But I usually would start planning it like the next day. But I was like, all right, just give me like a couple hours to like fall on the floor exhausted.
Absolutely. I'm just really good at manifesting things. I've manifested a couple things for BTS already this year. So I'm just,
what was it? What did you manifest?
I don't remember exactly. Or was it for TXT? But there was something that I was just like, what if it was this?
Yeah.
And then it happened to be that.
Yeah.
Are you pulling a Yoongi? Are you a what would we call you?
Yes, what Yoongi wants, Yoongi gets.
Right, but they call him the Minstradamus, so we'd have to call you
I mean, he is my bias, so it works out.
That is true.
Can we call you Janstradamus?
works with me.
I love
Okay.
it. Janstradamus.
New nickname, make it happen.
Yeah. Oh, I just did.
I'm gonna change that in my
That's
phone.
why I came here.
Oh no.
I came to
Okay,
your
Jess,
podcast.
I still have that one reaction photo of you as my contact on my phone.
Honestly fair. Honestly
I have
fair.
I have to show it to
I'm scared of both of those, but I literally came here today just to, bestow nicknames upon you. So we'll find you one, Jess. We'll find you. Don't worry, I'm not leaving you out.
Let me find Jess here really quick. There she is.
Oh.
This magnificent photo
I just
right
did it now
here.
too. You're gonna do it to me now because I just made the same face.
God, which video was that from? Like, which reaction was that from?
It was one of the earlier ones, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
I think
because
so.
I've had that photo for a while. So
I feel like maybe
was it possibly my universe?
I think it was my universe. I think it was
You
like one of our first.
You kind of have a look like they just walked into your front door or something.
Oh my god, it's a hologram.
That video, they kind of did, right? Like, I don't know.
Listen, they've made me fall off my chair a couple of times in those
Okay.
reaction videos.
Very true.
Jan, even if we do next year, I don't know if we're going to be doing Jimin versus chair falling off your chair musical chairs. So, like this year, you have to come because we're doing Jimin versus chair.
Should I start practicing?
Yeah, I think you should, honestly.
You know what? Instead of like musical chairs, you win if you get on the chair. Maybe we should give awards to people who fall off more. I don't know.
You're starting a new trend.
Like on Royal Caribbean cruises, they do the belly flop competition.
Oh, yeah.
You just do a competition of people falling like as graciously as possible off a chair.
That is not a bad idea.
That's why we're here to give you ideas.
That is not a bad idea.
It's like it's BTS themed and it's funny.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the BTS theme we did is we were going to do musical chairs and call it Jimin versus chair. But yeah. Well, we have the air kiss contest. So in honor of Jin coming back from the military, we have the air kiss contest. We have the dad joke contest also in honor of Jin.
King.
Where's my countdown at?
We have
42 days before Jin comes back.
Oh, till Jin comes back. Yes, exactly.
By the way, I have my military countdown.
Hey, we were trying to manifest Jin also. So Janstradamus, can you manifest us Jin as a guest also?
I'm gonna try my very best.
Okay.
Boy might need to get some vacation days.
Well, he'll be back. I mean, I'm just
Technically,
saying.
yes. Yeah, he'll be
Yeah,
back.
we've been trying to one thing we've kind of been trying to manifest is when Hobie comes back, he goes on tour and brings Jin with him so he can perform Super Tuna.
Iconic.
We're kind of shooting clownery out in the stratosphere kind of thing.
I just feel like a Hobie Jin Super Tuna collab needs to happen, but be live on a stage.
Yes, I mean any.
I feel like that when you just said that, I had visions of chicken noodle soup in my head.
Yeah.
The video. So is there a way to mesh those together?
Exactly. Maybe actually.
Like a super tuna chicken noodle soup mashup.
Grab Becky G's parts.
I want to see it.
He's so fun rapping too.
He's so fun rapping. Like he could do it. I swear he could do it. Like 100,000%.
Put him in Cypher Part 5 already.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I need to say. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I freaking love this.
I love it. When did you because Jan and I have like our moment of when we became armies, like we have like those moments. What was your like moment of like, oh, I'm an army now?
Oh man.
It's never an easy question.
Yeah, well, my story of how I even got into them. Do you want that first?
Yeah,
sure.
Okay. So my story of how I got into them, it's on our website, but I'll tell people who haven't seen it. Basically it's so I danced for a really long time, right? And so I don't teach anymore. I don't dance, out anywhere anymore. Haven't for a lot of years, but I just do it at home just to, keep myself moving and stuff. So back in 2019, I think 2018, 2019. So being a life coach and a self-help personal growth author, speaker, I don't like when especially a lot of Western music, even if it's good beats, I don't like repeating like lyrics and mantras in my head that are negative. I don't want to keep hearing that in my head all the time because, I noticed that I actually years ago stopped listening to music for like the longest, or to the radio for specifically, because at least, you know, if I listen to other stuff, I can control what I'm listening to. But even when in the car or whatever, I stopped listening because I was like, I don't want that in my head, and I didn't pick it, and it's words I don't like. And so I'm like, I need something cool to dance to and whatever. And my husband's like, why don't you try K-pop? And I was like, okay. So I put on these K-pop playlists because I didn't know one group from another or whatever. So I put on a K-pop playlist and I was like, yeah, okay, this is working. You know, I'm jamming and whatever. But every time I was like, I dig this song, I would go look at the playlist. It was always BTS. Every single time it was BTS. And I was like, all right, I got to figure out what's up with these guys. So, you know, started the looking on YouTube. And I think the first thing that I saw was either Mama or Melon or some one of their ginormous performances, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
as a former, you know, dance studio owner and, you know, person who directed the productions and whatever, so, you know, I know all the stage props and just what goes into all that, the lighting, the sound, the everything. I just sat there like, oh my God,
Yeah,
what
BTS make those.
what am I watching and how?
End of
Yeah.
award show, their concerts.
Oh my God, I was like, how does this exist? This is like I don't even know if it was Dionysus or if it was, you know, the giant cats coming out, or if it, I don't even know what it was, but I was just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
like what? And the choreography was so, you know, as a former dancer, I was like, oh my God. And hip hop was my favorite too. So I was like, what is this? What is even going on? So then of course I just kept watching, and then it was, you know, we got to figure out who is who and what their names
Yeah, the
are.
rabbit hole.
Down the rabbit hole we go.
Yes,
to
down the
learn their
rabbit hole we
names.
go. And then you know, of course I made the mistake like other people did of thinking I could use hair color to help me figure them out. And no, because they
Nope.
changed it every day. So that didn't work. But so I was going through a period in my life between 2019 and, you know, kind of still, I've been going different health challenges that are, you know, just more like some chronic stuff that isn't that going to affect me out at the con or anything, but I can still, you know, work and do whatever. And I'm coming to like where I got a better handle on a lot of it, but I couldn't really do much. Like a lot of my life was sort of on hold and I just was like stuck. And so I found out that they had variety shows and, you know, Run BTS and all this stuff. And I found out they were hilarious. And so they just like fed me for all the, and it just gave me hope and gave me, you know, hope for myself and what I could contribute and just, you know, entertain me and made me laugh and cry and whatever. And so I just consumed a ridiculous amount of content.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that it is a requirement to become a hype trainee to be as chaotic and comedian as possible. Because I swear all of their groups, all the groups under hype are the most chaotic group of people I have ever seen in my life.
It's so cool. So I think at some point when I just like knew way too much, not, I mean, there's no too much, and there's so many people that know more than me, which is like crazy how much more there is to know, because I know so much. But yeah, I don't know. I think at some point it was just like, all right, I mean, I was always a fan.
You're deep enough, I think.
Yeah, I was always a fan, but I guess to like say, okay, I'm ARMY, I think it was just like, okay, this is like, I mean, look, I started painting stuff, you know, what are you gonna do? But yeah, they're such a part of my life now, and it's such a blessing and such a gift from yeah.
Do you have a specific song that you associate as your ARMY song? Or
the one that kind of, you know, started the train?
Yeah, kind of like
a
lot of people will call the ARMY song like their first like the first BTS song that like we're like, oh, I'm becoming ARMY.
Idol.
Okay. Yeah, understandable.
And do you know why? Because I wanted the good mantra in my head. You can't stop me loving myself. Oh yeah, well, I'm really upset to have that in my head.
Yeah, it was like understandable. Please continue.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I wanted good lyrics in my head. Yeah, okay, I'll repeat that one over and over. That's a heck of a mantra to have in your head.
I mean, totally understand. I mean, Halsey is the one that introduced me to BTS through Boy With Love, and then Yoongi showed up on that keyboard, and then it was all over from there. So,
I'm 2016, so Save Me was my ARMY song.
You're old school.
Old school. Old school army.
Yeah, I'm just like, BTS finds you whenever you need it most, and it's really, really true.
Yeah.
It is.
Like every army I've talked to is like talking about their like army story or how they become
Yes.
army.
Yes.
It's always whenever you need it, they'll find you.
I'm glad you brought that up because that is another thing that was very important to me with this convention, and it was from the get-go of when I just conceptualized it in the first place. We are, as a life coach and as someone who facilitates, healing groups and things like that, we are having a room where part of the programming for, an hour, might be 2 hours that we can have, so we can have different groups, but right now it's for an hour. But we're having a share your BTS story room. And basically it's going to be a closed room, no cameras, no phones, I mean, you can bring your phone, just don't record anything, but a safe space for everyone to just sit in a circle and share what your story is. Because I have heard so many just touching, amazing, beautiful stories that I'm just like, oh my God. I mean, getting chills just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, there was a woman who told me her daughter is autistic and was nonverbal for the longest time and basically started speaking because of BTS.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah. And then she so it was just like, I've heard so many stories, and so I just want to bring people in that safe space and have people go around the circle, share their story, so that after that hour you can leave and be like, oh my God, you were across the room from me and you said whatever and I have a similar thing, and people can connect and go off. And that was kind of we're also having buddy benches. That's another thing that's super important to me. We're calling it the You Never Walk Alone buddy bench.
Oh, I love that.
Do you know, like, the kid that made those? I don't know which kid it was, but some kid on a playground at school developed this concept of a buddy bench, where if you didn't have anybody to play with for recess, there was something called a buddy bench, and you could go sit there, and then that signified to other people like, oh, that kid needs someone to play with, and someone could go there and
yes,
hang out with
I have heard of this before.
So I know that there's a lot of people that will be and already have. We've sold a lot of single tickets, so I know there's a lot of people coming on their own.
Yeah.
And maybe I know a lot of people in their area, like where they live, because we've got people coming from all over the US. So, and it could be Canada, but we'll just, I'm gonna pull you. Okay, anyway.
I'm in Missouri now, so.
Oh, well, you're even closer. You have no excuse now. But yeah, so what was my point? Oh, so we want them to be able to meet other armies who also came alone, and so we're having You Never Walk Alone buddy benches where they can sit.
Finding armies in the wild is so nice too.
It's honestly, it's really funny because like immediately it's when you meet another like army, it's like an immediate friendship. It's like we have been best friends this whole time. Like there's no
immediate happiness. You have that connection like right away.
It's so immediate. It's so funny because like my best friends who like I talk to pretty much every day, I met on the internet because of BTS. Like it was this crazy thing where for the longest time I was really scared to like meet people, only because during that like 2016, 2017 era, it was really tough to be on the internet as an army because you were like bullied a lot by other fandoms, by Western people who didn't understand that like BTS was like a thing and didn't understand K-pop and all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of scary to meet people because you didn't know if they were like real nice armies or if they were just like pretending to be that so that they could bully you later. Which I heard a lot of. Later.
What platform did you find that on? Was it mostly Twitter or was it
Twitter was pretty hostile during that period of time. I had an account in 2017, but I didn't really post a lot because I had to delete a lot of my like BTS posts during that period because it was just like the comments underneath were just very mean and very rude and very just not what you wanted to see on the internet.
Yeah.
But 2020, I like had this thing where I was like, you know what, I need to like get out of my comfort zone. I need to meet new friends. I can't share this with anybody else because nobody else gets it, and I need somebody else to get it. And then I ended up joining this group that didn't work out in the end for a variety of different reasons, but the people that I met in that group, I still talk to this day.
I
and
mean,
they're
we
like,
met through like an army project that
Yeah.
again didn't end up working out, and then this podcast is kind of our like love child out of that friendship and
Yeah.
that failed project.
yeah.
So, I mean, without putting ourselves out there and just like believing that connection is there,
Yeah.
we ultimately wouldn't be in that group of friends and wouldn't be like as close as we are today.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have met ultimately, but
It's very true. Well, and I
Yeah.
also think too, like the Twitter thing helped me in my real life because I met my real life army friends by being like, no, I can go to events alone. I can like do this. Which sounds
Did they have
so,
a buddy
like,
bench?
yep.
yeah, like it was one of those things where it's like I am being so like closed off about this when I should be just like openly proud about the fact that I love them and that it shouldn't matter what other people think about it. And once I thought of
Yeah.
it like that, then everything kind of just like shifted. And it was like, I don't care anymore. Like, I don't care if you don't get it. I don't care if you don't like BTS. That's not my problem anymore. I love them, and that's all that matters. And then I was able to meet friends through that. So I love the idea of a buddy bench because it's like very similar of like, and the sharing like your BTS story I think is like super. It's super important because it kind of connects all of us together. Like whether we realize it or not, it connects all of us together.
Everybody's got a story.
No matter what brought you
Everyone's
in,
got a story.
Yeah. And they're all like fairly similar. Like
most of them have very similar points, no matter like what brought you in or how. I mean, ultimately, we're a very, very, very large and extended family in a lot of ways.
True.
Which I find really beautiful, especially with how large this community is.
I find that... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask if you two have both been to concerts.
Yes.
Yes.
I've been to multiple.
Can you tell if I have?
I've been able to go to one. I was supposed to go to the one in Toronto in 2020 that got canceled, which allowed me to get priority tickets for PTV LA.
Oh.
Which is where like Jess and I were able to go together. We're able to meet in real life.
Yeah, we had a bunch of Canadian armies.
Yeah, because we're like from different provinces. So like we were a bunch of like maple armies from our group, and we all went together. It was really, really fun.
Actually, there were 7 of us, which was kind of ironic.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
So if you've heard of the infamous PTV LA Day 3, that was us. You know, the one that we're not able to do the wave correctly, apparently. That was us.
Namjoon did not give us proper instructions.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Correct instructions.
Absolutely ridiculous. He did not give us proper instructions.
But Jess has been to a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And I've been living vicariously through her because I've been going through because basically I moved to the US like 3 months before the PTV LA concerts. Went to that, and then after that I was going through the green card process, and so could not work. So we were pretty limited in finances. So I've been living vicariously through Jess for the past 3 years because she is a guru at getting tickets for concerts.
It's true. I'm usually the only one out of our friend group to get tickets. I don't know how. Yeah, I've been to LA obviously, and then Vegas. I went to Lollapalooza to go see Hobie. Augusty. I feel like I've been to another one that I'm forgetting about.
And now you're going to see freaking TXT.
Oh yeah, TXT. I'm gonna go see.
You saw the Rose when you were in London.
Yes. Yes.
She's been going places.
Yes.
I'm a little bit jealous, but I'm happy for her.
Are you both multi-stands of different groups then?
It's taken me a while. It wasn't immediate at first.
Yeah.
Like for a solid year at the very least, I was purely BTS. But now my 2 like ultimate groups is BTS and TXT.
Yeah,
100%.
I would agree.
I love my boys.
Yeah. TXT was kind of easy though because like they're a part of Big Hit, so
yeah.
When they were debuting in 2019, it just seemed like an easy.
It just worked.
Yeah,
somehow.
like it was just like, oh, they're like the younger brothers of BTS.
And I mean, for me, because I became an army in 2019, it could just kind of flowed like
well
together.
into each other.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of content like together too, so it was kind of like a lot of like cross videos with each other, and so it was very easy for me to like get into them immediately. I do listen to like a lot of K-pop overall. I'm not like a huge girl group stan. I mostly focus on like the boys group side of.
Yeah, I've been throwing like girl group stuff at Jess most of the time, but it's mostly hype groups anyway.
Yeah,
so...
a lot of hype groups. But
So
BTS is top tier.
After that, like initial, listening to K-pop playlist to and then finding BTS, it's only BTS. Like I
mean, they have such a big discography.
That's what I always tell
Totally
people. I'm like, I don't have time to listen to anything else, even if I wanted to. Like, and I almost feel like they kind of do that on purpose to like really get you to like, like look at we have this variety show, we have all these,
we want to give so much.
Yeah,
and
I don't think they do it on purpose. Yeah, I don't think they do it on purpose to suck us into
and then
just
we
them.
give back to them, and they're like, "Why are you doing this?" And I'm like, "Because we love you.
Yeah,
You give us so much."
No, for me, it's like I don't know. It's like BTS is just their own thing. They're not even like a genre. It's like they got put in K-pop. They got put in K-pop, but like really they're just like their own thing.
Yeah. I don't think I would classify them as K-pop. Like
no, they're like their own thing because they do so many different genres
in
their own music. They're doing Latin, they're doing,
why I guess that I don't classify K-pop as a genre. And more as an industry.
Yeah, I don't really either. I mean,
because when you look at it, like the Rose is not K-pop, but they are in the K-pop industry.
Yeah, they're rock for sure.
Yeah, so that's just like a random example. But yeah.
I think it's easier for like Western people to sort of wrap their head around the idea of K-pop is to like categorize it as that, but I don't think that is a good enough.
A lot of the time is because they don't understand and don't care to understand.
Yeah, that's the.
Unfortunately, that's how it is.
Been fighting for our lives since forever. Been fighting up for this life for forever.
Once you're in this BTS shit, you're staying here, buddy.
If you're in BTS for life, you're in it for life. I don't know. Once you gym in, you can't gym out.
You can't gym out.
That's true.
I don't know.
That's true. I really got to get that shirt. I've seen those shirts. I really got to get one.
Me too. I was thinking about it. I was like, I really need
I have a Laji Molala shirt, but I really need one of those once you gym in. You can't.
One of my favorite shirts is like my little meow meow, and then I have a Namjooning shirt. But I got a random ass of the 93 hoodie because of that meme. That meme. So girl, the 93 hoodie is gonna fuck your shit up.
It's true.
That's gonna be me.
Let's go be you. Let's go.
Don't slander my boys.
Do you have like a favorite K-pop or BTS like album as like a whole?
Is there one that pops you? Just
I mean,
very,
I do, but you can't get mad about it.
No, we won't.
It's proof because like why not? It's got all the stuff that you'd want.
I'm just kidding.
I really shouldn't say it's got all the stuff that you want because it doesn't. It's missing like so many things. Yes. But if you really have to narrow it down to one album, like that's.
Jess, do you want to reiterate which one is yours, just for good measure, since we haven't said it enough in the past 3 years?
Yeah. Listen, the people who have been watching this video for a long time know my album will forever and always be Love Yourself Tier. I even have a tattoo of it because it's that album. It's that bitch for me. Like I don't know.
I give just so much shit about it because she.
I mention it like at least once in like 5 videos.
Yeah, so that's what I'm just like.
I'm honestly not super an album person. I'm more like a song person. So it's like, okay, well, these songs happen to be on this album, so I guess that's a favorite album because these songs are on that album. But
that's fair.
100% fair.
Song person, because there's so, and then I really like there's so much stuff, and like they're Japanese. Like I really like Lights. I really like Crystal
Lights
Snow.
is so underrated.
I love
somehow.
Lights and Let Go. I'm like, who?
Yeah,
Phil
I love
Out?
Sleeping on Let Go.
I love Go Go. I love Anpanman. I love, you
It's
know,
like Film Out. Like
Film
I
Out
feel
is
like
great.
yeah, I
Yes.
think we like went by Film Out way too fast.
I agree.
I'm a Map of the Soul 7 girly because it was my first comeback and it happened to be a full album comeback, and so
Yeah. Yeah.
I have issues, but we're here. It just happens, I mean, it was also really hard because B was also like very precious to
Yeah,
me.
B was super precious to me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came at a moment where I think we all needed it with the panini,
the panorama.
the panorama.
The Panini.
Well,
Am I
yeah,
missing something?
we're just trying not to say the word pandemic.
Oh, okay. I
So
thought
no,
you guys had some
it's-
sort of inside joke about a
No,
sandwich. Okay.
it's not that we care about saying the word
Yeah,
pandemic or not.
that's
It's
fine.
just 'cause
That's
it was just
totally
like
fine.
panini,
Yeah,
panorama.
Panoramic.
totally fine. I thought we were talking about sandwiches. So, okay.
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
making me hungry now. It's almost 6.
it's almost time for food. Yeah, B was like a really special album, and it bonded the two of us actually. Like really, we sat and listened to that album like as a whole together.
I mean, also we're just like our friendship was very new when it came out. And yeah, we sat in Discord together, listening to the entire album together, just crying.
Just sobbing. It really solidified our friendship. Like once you cry with
Sounds
your
like it.
friends.
Yeah, sounds like
if
it.
we weren't besties before, we were right then and there.
Very true. That's
Totally
very true.
sounds like it.
Yeah. It was a very solidifying moment.
I mean, it's also to the point, it's like we see each other like every week or like every other week now that because of chapter 2 and everything. But with the podcast, it's like when we don't have our weekly like beat up, even just to like chat, we're just like, Chess, I miss you.
What are we doing?
Where have you been?
What's going on? Yeah. Yeah. It's
Army friendships are so precious.
They're so precious. I love my army friends. They're some of the best people I know. They're so like kind and generous and sweet. And I honestly don't think that I tell a lot of like my hardships or my secrets to like my IRL group of people that I like have around me. But like my army friends, they
1,000%. I go to
everything.
you, Kat, and Tanya almost instantly every time.
They know everything about me. And I think that's like something. It's such a special thing because I feel like BTS has given us so much, and they really allow us to be so vulnerable because they are so vulnerable, which is something I work on a lot.
To a degree, it's almost like more than just friendships too. It's just like you guys are my sisters.
Yeah, we're like bonded.
Yeah, bonded for life, yo.
Bonded for life.
All right, Amanda, did you say you were a Jimin bias?
No. I mean, I am OT7. I'm so OT7, but
of course,
Jimin. Rookie actor Jimin. Woohoo! The frame is perfect too.
It fits so well.
Oh my gosh!
I was looking around. I was like, oh yeah, I have this.
That's my husband's most favorite moment out of everything.
Love it. It's so funny. It's
for me. It's Yoongi's face and feeling it. He's like, are you serious right now?
Oh man,
Yoongi was so proud of taking that photo too.
I know that was yeah, that was a good moment. That was really a good moment.
I was like, I when I saw this, because I got it from a vendor at a Cup Sleeve event. When I saw it, I was like, this is coming home with me.
Yeah, it needs to be in my house immediately.
Yeah, that is super funny. So no, I am really OT7, but
Jimin
came along and just.
I mean, there's always the one.
Stole my heart. But I mean, you can see too as like, okay, former, dance teacher, dancer, and because I did ballet,
It makes a
lyrical,
lot of sense.
yeah, hip hop, tap. I did it like all the different styles. And then just, with my personal growth and life coaching thing, it's just like he's just
Yeah.
just such a little angel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming from a Jimin and Jin bias, I understand. I understand.
Okay, so somehow Jess was like, so Jane, your bias is a Pisces. You're a Pisces. I was like, yes. You like squishy men, and your bias is a squishy man.
Squishy man.
He's a little squish.
Oh.
But that's also kind of funny because my bias in TXT is Subin, and he's also a squishy man. So, types.
I am probably not as totally up on the internet lingo as you two are.
No, it's just because when you look at them, like cuteness, aggression.
But if like squishy man is like a thing people say,
no, that's just me.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm a little bit out of the loop. Yeah,
he's just like little squishy, little like dumpling cheeks, and it's a little.
Demochi.
Yeah, it's the aggression love that Jan likes.
Like this cat right back there. It's like,
cats are awesome.
I love you so much.
Cats are awesome. I still have yet to get. I saw on Etsy there's somebody selling rugs, and it said, "Welcome. I hope you like BTS and cats," or something like that.
Oh, that's such a good one.
I need this for my future house.
Yeah, you guys definitely need that. I don't have any pets, so
if I don't put it like at my front door, it'll be at the entrance of my office.
Be like, you like cats and BTS? You're welcome. Anything if you don't, then I'm sorry, but you can't come into this space. This is a sacred
Stop licking the rug.
This is a sacred zone.
Yeah. It's like, don't kill my vibe.
Don't kill my vibe.
Thank you so much.
Don't kill my vibe. You said that you were a life coach. So how did you get into doing that from being a dancer? Like, what was the transition between those two, like, massive career shifts?
Honestly, I think that a lot of people in the arts tend to be sort of internal and empathic and like real feeler kind of people anyway, especially with dance, because it's you're moving your body and you have to be connected to it. And so I've basically been sort of tuned in since I was young and always been kind of a truth seeker. And so it was time to shift from what I was doing. I just had that knowing that like, okay, I'm done. I've taught for almost 20 years. I'm done.
Right.
I'm moving on to something else. I started teaching dance when I was 15.
Oh wow.
And, yeah.
That is a long time.
And I taught for a lot. Well, I mean, you don't know my age, but
no, but even teaching for 20 years, that is a really long time.
Yeah, it was almost 20 years. And I would walk into my studio, walk into my classes, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not here like I was. I was so enthusiastic always and so in love with what I was doing. And I still love dance, but I just knew it was time to do something else. And like the old me, that truth seeker, that personal growth lover, that like I like to call myself the Sherlock Holmes of like feelings and personal growth, because I always like to get in there and be like, oh, okay, let's find out the root cause of what's going on here, and let's connect the pieces and see what the surface looks like this, but that's not really what's going on. Let's find out what's going on underneath there and connect the dots. And so that part of me just kind of came up like crazy, and it was just like, I need to be looked at. So I ended up going back to school and getting a whole new degree and going in a whole different direction. But yeah, I think they everything you do in your life, even if you have like random jobs, they all seem to always connect and serve your purpose in some way in the future. So it's like that was for a reason, and it's because you needed to do this and this next thing you're gonna do. And so yeah,
I love that. That's so fun and so relatable.
Yeah, Jess was like, oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah, what was going on there?
She could relate a lot, I could tell.
Yeah, I mean, I started off as a theater person, so I did a lot of stage management and sound design. That was kind of like the niche that I was in. Like I went to 6 years of post-secondary school for that. Ended up doing that for 5 years. And I'm usually not, at least at that point of my life, I wasn't a spontaneous person. Like I was definitely a planner. Like I needed to plan out my life in a certain way. I think part of that is my father's fault. Love you, Dad, but you know that's true. So on a whim, I had applied to the film and television program at a secondary school that's in my province, and I applied with the intention that I wasn't going to get in. And then I got
surprise.
in. Whoops.
Hey, I mean, that's like me showing up for the audition with his
the
friend,
audition,
right?
yep.
Like
Pull the
whoops.
V over there.
Yeah.
Yikes. So I actually had to like make a concrete decision and be like, am I going to switch careers? And like when you're in your, I feel like when you're in your 20s, you still don't necessarily know like who you are as a person or what you want to do. And I was so focused on my previous life that I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know if I can just upend my entire career that I'm building to go pursue something else.
But I'm sure it connects, you know, I'm sure what you did before connects.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like theater and film are quite similar to each other. The path that I chose ultimately and the path that I'm on currently has nothing to do with theater, actually. There's no such thing as an editor in theater, which is kind of interesting.
But you can see what needs to be edited. You can see how it needs to be edited. You can see, you know, you're especially if you did a lot of the set design and backstage and stage management or whatever, you can see all the pieces moving and you can see what needs to be come together, what needs to be moved, what needs to be. So there's yeah, you have that perspective. I mean, there's always a reason and something you're bringing to it that someone else couldn't. So
yeah, it was scary, honestly. Yeah, I was pretty scared. And it was also scary because they're like out of the 30 people that I had in my class, because that's the amount that they were intaking at that period of time. I was in the older section of the side. Like a lot of my classmates were like 18, 19, 20 at the most. So to be a little bit older and already have a degree at the end of the day and already like have gone through all these life experiences, it was very terrifying. And I think that's also why I clung to BTS so hard during that period of time as well, because it lined up kind of perfectly together. While I was doing the transition was when BTS kind of came in at the same time. Because I was so like lost and confused and just like
you needed them, so they showed up.
They just showed up, you know. And
I already said this on the podcast before, but I probably wouldn't have my degree if they didn't show up for me, because I was on the verge of dropping out, and I didn't. Because I had the one teacher that hated my guts and just failed me just to fail me, and I had her as a mandatory teacher in most of my mandatory classes in university. And so I was just like, do I persevere, finish this degree that's taking me 3.5 years, or do I just give up even though I'm so close to the end goal? And somehow I don't know, it's just having that peace of mind, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it showed you their struggles, and because they're so transparent, you know, and so vulnerable, and they show their struggles, so
yeah,
it shows you how to you nice keep going.
Actually, yeah, like
you nice keep going.
It honestly did, because like for me, I was very like depressed during that period of time. Like I don't know if I would be here without them, to be honest.
That's what I mean about people's BTS stories. Like they're a thing. They're not like, it's so It's so interesting that people who don't know about them just look at it and go, "Oh, okay, cute little boy group, whatever," and they don't
Yeah.
know, and it's okay that they don't know, but
Yeah.
for the people that do know and know others who know, it's everyone has that story, and it's
Yeah.
usually pretty deep. So
Yeah.
It was
I w-
yeah. It was tough.
Intricate and different for everybody, but ultimately it does have a lot of similarities from one person to the other, and that's
Yeah.
I think one of the part that blows my mind the most because it does make you feel less alone
Oh yeah.
in
Like
a lot of ways.
100%. It's interesting because like for the longest time my parents just didn't get why I clung to them so hard. Because I honestly I didn't tell them about how I was feeling during that period of time. I'm very much a well, at least back then I was very much more of like hiding my feelings and pushing them down and not addressing why I was feeling the way that I was. It was just a constant like cycle of basically just me burning out and then not addressing that and then just forcing myself to carry and continue on and just do this cycle over and over and over again until I reach my limit.
I could have life coached you through that.
Yeah.
Sorry, my insulin pump's about to scream at me. Okay.
But they just didn't understand why BTS was so important to me and why I was clinging so hard to them or why they made me so like emotional when they've never seen that before out of me because I'm not a very emotional person. At least outwardly, I'm not.
I mean, even from when we met, you have come a long way on that front.
Yes.
I will tell you that.
Let's put it this way. I'll just go ahead and drop my age. So I'm close to 50 on the earlier side, but close to 50. And I have never stanned a band. Ever. Ever, never. Like this is like what is this?
Age for that.
So no, but what I'm saying is that's why your parents didn't understand is because it's not, no other band is like that.
I mean,
like
my mom still doesn't understand.
Nobody's like that. So that's why I said unless you know, you don't know, because
it's true. It's so true.
The love that they put into the world and the love that they give their fans, and it's not just, oh, we love you, we're so happy you support us. It's like literal, like palpable love.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it's not something that most people have experienced with any other band or understand or have any kind of reference point for. So unless you know, you don't know.
It's very true. I had finally like sat down and like explained to them how I was feeling and why they were so important to me and stuff. I think my dad understands a lot more now than he did then. And my mom is like a full ARMY now. Like
her mom's in the ARMY now. She's so cute.
Yeah, she's like totally in love with them. And I think it was like by me sharing why I love them so much and how they've helped me and how much they have impacted me, and they can like see that shift also like in my personality and in the way that I look at the world and the way that I look at certain things and the way that I can handle certain things now, I think is different than back then.
Well, also, if your mom watched any content, like it's really hard not to fall in love with them.
It's really hard.
So endearing.
Is Mama Jess still a Namjoon bias?
Oh, well, okay, so this is funny. So my mom started off as a Namjoon bias. She has 3 biases now.
I started off as a Namjoon bias too.
It's moms and Namjoon, I swear to God. Like all moms with Namjoon.
I don't know. Is that for me? It wasn't a mom thing. It was the leader thing because I've always sort of had that position, and also just his songwriting, his depth of like
he is
philosophizing and stuff like that. So and he still would be, except for Jimin just wiggled in there.
It's the Jimin effect.
It's the Jimin effect. It's the Jimin effect. I don't know.
Well, and I mean, watching Jimin dance too, for me, it's for me, he's the GOAT, man. I'm telling you.
But
like, I'm just like,
the Jimin effect is a thing.
I know, because my husband's a Jimin bias.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is your
okay. He is.
So
That's so funny.
breakthrough. Speaking, my husband, he came to the D-Day movie with me, and the other day he told me word for word that he actually likes People Part 2. He has voiced that he likes a BTS song. Like,
okay.
yeah, it is. Because we have like a shared playlist in the car, so like half is his music, half is mine. Mine is mostly K-pop.
We don't. Mine is BTS. That's it. And I drive most of the time, so it's like, well, that's just what we're listening to.
But I'm like, I want to listen to my music. He wants to listen to his. So like half and half. It works. It's on shuffle.
No, that's a good compromise.
But he's like, oh, you know that one song by August E with the girl? I like that song, and I'm like, he likes People Part 2. Breakthrough.
It's funny.
The crust of the world has started to open, and the rabbit hole is.
That's exactly what it is. Because my brother surprised me like a couple of weeks ago. Because I usually have a playlist going because I'm like streaming if we're like doing certain like streaming goals and stuff. I'm always streaming in my room. My speaker is always on. So Matt, my brother, he like hears it like obviously when he's like entering my space, and our walls are quite thin, so he can definitely hear my music playing. And he comes into my room and he's just like, I'm playing, I think it was like Boy with Love or something. And he's like, oh yeah, Boy with Love. And I was like, I'm sorry, what did you just say to
me? Matt?
What?
Hello?
Well, that one got radio play. Is that why he knew it?
No, because we don't listen to radio ever.
Oh,
I think it's purely because you.
I think it's purely because it's
just because you played it so much. Okay.
Because I played it so much. He can actually like recognize all of the members, and he knows like who my bias is. Like he can point them out like in a lineup of guys. Like he knows. He knows.
Yeah, Jacob can also point out Dichita and Hegum. He's like, oh yeah, that song, and I was like,
it's impressive. I'm impressed. Progress. We're making progress.
I feel like those songs really appeal to guys, though.
Oh yeah.
It took him a moment, but he also.
I remember when we saw the video for not Hagum, but I never know. Deshwita. I don't know how to say it correctly.
Yeah. But, it's a struggle.
I just don't have that Korean accent. I try. But yeah, it was just like, even for me, it was just like, whoa, what kind of production is this? Like, what? You know,
listen, the OT7 Suzu version is the best version.
True.
There's
during their anniversary concert, they did an OT7 version of Deshita.
Oh yeah. No, I have seen that. I have seen it. Okay, yeah, that and the OT7 version of Chicken Noodle Soup. Yeah, those were both great.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Pop in.
Yeah.
Oh, Jen, I love you so much. I love that man.
I miss him so much. I can't wait for those 40 days to go.
It's interesting because like, you know, like even my dad is, because my mom forced him to watch like Permission to Dance, when like all the Disney Plus like documentaries and the like concert and stuff, and he's always like, wow, they're so impressive, they're so good.
So impressive.
Yeah, I think his bias is Suga, for sure. He's like, I like the guy with the orange hair. And I'm like, yeah, you do.
Yeah, you like him with the orange hair now. He may not have orange hair the next time. So good luck.
Good
luck looking for him.
You'll never find him again.
They're all back to black hair at the
It might be.
I had also taken him to the Coldplay movie when Jin appeared as well. And he had also not listened to Coldplay, which I was like, Dad, you're ancient. Like, how do you not listen to Coldplay?
I'm just gonna say that's weird.
That's weird. So he was impressed by Coldplay, but he was also like, wow, like that's very impressive.
Not like they've been in the industry for forever kind of thing.
Yeah, listen, he's a rock and roll metalhead, so I get it.
I feel you. I was like, I would probably ask my dad to name a Coldplay song, and he probably couldn't either.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, Rush? AC/DC?
Yeah. That's my dad. So like Rush, please, AC/DC, Iron Maiden, Metallica. You can see the kind of music that I grew up on.
Right?
I mean, same here.
Hey,
And then
I was more of a classic rock girl before I became BTS all the time.
feel
So
listen, I listened to too much Glee before K-pop, so I
here's the thing though, I feel like there's two streams because like I was like alt rock girly, like Paramore, Imagine Dragons were like
Yep.
my, especially Imagine Dragons were like my, I call them my BTS before BTS because they really were that like emotional
I-
crutch for me.
I feel that. I was in the same boat for
Yeah,
that one.
so I feel like
Maroon
there's like
5,
two
Simple
streams.
Plan, Imagine Dragons.
Yeah.
so I had a mini BTS before BTS. That was kind of an emotional thing for me, but nowhere near what BTS is. It was
No.
I
just
don't think anything
it
could
was
be on that
mini,
same
but
level,
mine was Train.
Oh, Train. I freaking love Train. They are so good.
The reason
Yeah.
I got into Train was when Pat Monahan went solo, actually. That's like that
Oh.
is the album that got me into Train. I wasn't into Train for Train. I got into it for Pat Monahan solo
Oh,
and then
that's
went back to Train.
crazy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dang. I forgot that he had left Train.
Well, he didn't really leave. He just kind of did a solo album.
Yeah, you just like
Yeah.
solo thing.
Yeah. It's just
That's wild.
he pulled a K-pop.
He really did, actually. He was like, I'm gonna release this solo.
I'm gonna do some solo work here really quick.
I mean, a
and-
lot of Westerners do. So.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, that's very true. I feel like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys kind of land in that area.
Yeah.
I don't
And
see. I
mean, even, like, a
I
lot of the girl
never.
groups as well.
Yeah.
I never got into any of them, and you know, a lot of those were, I think, my era. I don't know, maybe I think, and I don't know. I
Yeah,
never
they
got
were
into
they
any
were
of them.
definitely my era. I for sure was into NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. Not so much One Direction. I felt
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot
One
of
One Direction
a lot-
was way past my
Yeah, a lot of Directioners
time that I would have done
are
that.
now armies.
that's very true.
I know for a fact a lot of Directioners
Yes.
are now armies.
I've heard that too.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I-
it's like
that was
alt rock or
not
it's like
So,
me.
but what's that age group though? Is that like 30s?
It's my age.
yeah, so like 20.
I don't know how old you are.
I'm 27.
Yeah,
You're
so like
27.
yeah, like late 20s, early 30s. I feel
Okay.
like
Yeah.
I was never a Directioner. Like
I was not
at all.
either.
I appreciated their music for like what it was,
Listen,
obviously.
Bands, like boy bands, was not my thing before K-pop. I almost hated boy bands before K-pop.
The poppy,
With a passion.
I don't know, the poppy nature of One Direction it's not really my thing, which is why
I don't even know if I could name a One Direction song. I don't think I even know any of their songs, honestly.
That's what
I
makes
don't-
you beautiful.
Wait, what's that? Do it again.
That's what makes you beautiful.
Yeah, what makes you beautiful. That's one of theirs.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's why I lean in the alt rock.
I think I just did a Kermit face. I can't even redo it. It was very Kermit, like when you know Kermit's
Yeah, for
his
me,
mouth.
it's like grew up Simple Plan, Maroon 5,
Yes.
one of the Canadian bands that shall not be named.
Oh right.
That starts with an H.
Yeah.
That one. They were so good though.
They were so good.
Why? Why did he go into? Okay, I'm not gonna go into it. But Simple Plan, Imagine Dragons,
Green Day, for sure.
Yeah. Halsey when she came into it.
Oh yeah, gosh. Halsey.
Yeah, so
I didn't
very,
even
very
know-
much like pop rock. in
I
a
didn't know
lot
who
of
Halsey
ways.
was before BTS. I'll be honest.
really?
I found
Mhm.
Halsey through Imagine Dragons because she was
Same.
opening for Imagine Dragons to the concert I went and saw in 2016.
Yeah,
And then Halsey's the one that introduced
Yeah.
me to BTS.
Halsey, Imagine
I
Dragons
love
actually had
Halsey.
like talent scouted Halsey basically because they acquired her via
Yeah, they
their
They
label.
had her. They had her. She only had like 4 songs out.
At the time, yeah. So
Yeah.
I saw her on the Smoke and Mirrors tour, which was the second
Yep.
album.
I believe that. Yeah, I believe that was that was like
yeah, that was the second
2016, yeah.
album. And this like girl came out on stage and it's like, hey guys, this is Halsey. And
Yeah,
she was incredible. Like
Yeah,
that
it-
concert was amazing.
I remember that concert vividly because she came
Yeah.
up first.
Yeah.
She crushed it. Had the least amount of songs.
Yeah.
The other act sucked ass.
Oh, it was so bad. Their other
And
act
then-
was so bad.
And then Imagine Dragon came on. I was like, I'm actually gonna have to look that girl up. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of the time, like, you go to concerts, there's like there are a couple first acts, and then you don't really look them out. You're like, oh, this is vibey or whatever.
Yeah.
But she was the first one that actually went and looked up her music, and I've loved her.
It's
ever
good when they're
since.
at least vibey. I've been to some concerts where the opening act is like you clap because they're done.
Yeah, and you don't even like get up. You're just still sitting.
You're just like, ooh, that was kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I love like K-pop concerts, because it's just them. Like there
Yeah.
isn't an opening
For
act.
like 3 hours
For
too.
3 hours. Like it's
Yeah.
just them.
It's
and
not
I'm like,
even like you get 90 minutes and that's it. You know,
Well,
it's like
especially
3
like,
hours.
in BTS's case, it's like we have so many songs.
we have
Yeah.
so many songs to go
We're
through,
just gonna
man.
keep doing them. That's another thing I loved. I mean, and not having gone to a concert live, but just watching all the concerts,
Yeah.
you know, online. That's another thing I just loved, is that they just give and give and give. And like a lot of other artists, you see, like when they're done, they're done. They just want to get off the stage and be
Yeah.
done. Like, bye.
Yeah.
You know, I did my thing, I'm out. You
That's
know,
you,
and they're
me, and
like,
the DJ.
but we love you. We love you. You know, we can't leave yet because we love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so sweet to feel that, like, oh, they actually want to hang out with us.
Oh,
They
it
want to just
100%
like
feels like
do
the
their
Dingo
thing and
Club with,
get
like, this
out.
big hug.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the big hug, can we talk Dingo Story?
Ah. Go on.
You've seen the Dingo Story with V, right? Or
Yes,
no?
yes, yes.
Mhm.
I have, yeah.
The big hug. Yeah.
The big hug.
Oh, so sweet. So sweet.
Oh my
So
boy.
sweet.
Oh, I miss them so much. I feel like I can't wait for them. to come
42
back.
days and we're getting one back. I know he's not gonna be like back right away, but you know what I mean.
You
Yes,
never know. I mean,
It's
the,
Jin. He's gonna show up. He's been
Did-
sending
yeah,
us
didn't he-
messages every month.
didn't he say that the first thing he's gonna do is run to Hive and do a live? Like,
Yeah.
It better be eat Jin. Like, even after, like, before he went to the military, we haven't had one in a long time. So
Yeah, true.
fine.
Unless you, I mean, unless you count him like slicing his cake, then maybe that's an Ejin
eh,
with his hand.
depends.
Do you think he's gonna do it this year too? Just cut
Yeah.
his cake in half.
Listen, when the intrusive thoughts win, they win, man. I don't know what to tell you. Gotta keep them guessing all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
No, we need a karaoke live from Jin.
Oh, true.
Oh, my water bottle's not open.
I missed JK's lives where he would just like do a karaoke session.
Oh
and
my
we just
god! The other
fill-
day on TikTok, you know when he reacted to the ARMY song Love
Oh,
Letters? It came back up
yes.
on my TikTok, and I just started crying because he was crying. I miss him.
Miss him so much.
He's barely
Oh.
younger than me, so I'm just like, I miss him, brother.
I miss you so much.
Anyway,
Anyway, before we spiral into sadness, one last question. I want to make sure that people can find you and the con, and how do we buy tickets, and how do we connect?
Let's go.
How do we do the things?
How do we do the things?
How do we do the things? So website is BorahaeCon.com or BorahaeCon. I'm potato. I don't know. People say it all different ways, but it's super easy. The socials for everything except for Facebook are Borahae_con, but Facebook, it's all one word, so that's easy also. The ticket links are on all that stuff. So it's an Eventbrite ticket link, but it's on everything, so you can find it everywhere. We also do have a priority pass because there are certain rooms that are going to be super popular, and you know, those rooms have a capacity. So if there's a big line, that is an option that people can buy a priority pass, and kind of, it's like a fast pass, you know, at an amusement park where you can
Makes
jump
sense.
to the front of the line. And so we're not selling as many of those as we are tickets. So, you know, obviously not everyone can buy a priority pass, and because that doesn't even make sense. There's a limited number of tickets in the first place.
Right.
So when we sell out, we're done. We sold out. But then there's an even more limited amount of priority passes. So,
Amazing.
and then what else did you ask me? Just where we can find it, where to buy tickets.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I've lost you guys. Where did you go? Okay, there you are.
I don't know.
There's so many tabs. So many tabs.
Oh, you lost us on a tab. Got it.
So many
Lost.
tabs.
So many
Bowling
tabs.
tab going on.
Should we do songs of the week?
Yeah, we should do our regular schedule songs of the week.
All right. Well, Amanda, do you wanna go
Start us off.
first?
Okay, so the song that oddly has been in my head all week, I don't know why, because it's never been in my head even for more than like a couple minutes ever, was Converse High. I don't know why,
I listened.
but it's been in my head all week. That and 21st Century Girl have been like
Okay.
stuck in my head all week. I don't know why. I don't know.
Listen.
I don't
Those
know.
are solid choices.
I'll just wake up and I'll just be singing Converse High in my head, and then later on in the day I'll be like, "Oh,
I think
ladies."
it's gonna be me later. I'm just gonna like go to
That's me
gym and
all the
start-
time.
That
All
is
my
true,
ladies,
to be
let's
fair.
go.
Yeah. So those are not the songs that are normally in my head. You know, and certain days I've got, you know, gym and solo songs in my head. Like the other day I was feeling a little bit tender, and so Closer Than This was in my head because I was like, "Oh, Jim, and give me a hug." But yeah, whatever odd reason this week. And when I say this week, I guess I mean from last Wednesday to this Wednesday, Thursday, whatever we say that day it is, because you put these out on Thursday. But maybe it's Thursday right now. I don't know. What is it? Is it Wednesday? Is it Thursday? Who knows?
Mystery.
Spooky.
Who knows what day it is? But yeah, those are the two. I have no explanation for it. It's never happened before. So
I love it. Jan, what are your songs this week?
Sorry, I had to change my non-BTS one last minute here.
Cheating. Cheater.
Listen, I still had time. Okay, so my BTS song is wait for this one, Danger.
Ooh.
Bringing an oldie this week.
Ooh.
Do you see the choreography in your head when you sing it?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
I see the music video. It's just like it's right here.
It's full playing.
It showed up on my playlist the other day out of nowhere, and I was like, yes, absolutely.
Yes. You are coming home with me.
Yeah. Listen, my non-BTS song was gonna be an IZON song, but I changed it to a TXT song.
Go on.
I'll See You There Tomorrow.
Yeah.
By TXT from the new SCP.
Why am I not surprised?
Listen, it was almost Quarter Life. Almost.
It's a good song.
Very close. But I needed something a little bit more poppy. So I went for I'll See You There Tomorrow.
Fair.
Highly recommend, Amanda. Highly
recommend.
What? I
highly
recommend I'll See You There Tomorrow by TXT.
I think I only have enough bandwidth for like the massive amounts of BTS songs that there are, and
that
like
is fair.
solo songs and, you know, bonus songs and Japanese songs. There's just so many.
Yeah. There's a lot.
I don't have bandwidth for anything beyond that, I don't think. And I don't know, I just love them so much. This list, that's what I listen to.
It's totally
Jess, what about you?
My songs do connect together kind of in terms of
listen, I saw your songs and I was like, girl.
Okay, so currently it's snowing outside.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's really sad.
I'm sorry.
Canada. Yay.
I'm sorry.
No.
Should I not tell you that it's 85 and sunny in Nashville right now?
Celsius here right now. So, but this is
I'm
so
sorry.
It's a Calgary thing. Don't blame it on Canada.
I am
sunny at
so
my parents' house.
sorry.
Right
I didn't know it was snowing anywhere right now. That's awful.
It's a Calgary thing.
Yeah, I know. It was like really nice on Sunday and Monday, and then yesterday and today it's just snowing.
I'm so sorry.
It's great. So my songs are Rainy Days by B and Forever Rain by Namjoon. Those are my songs.
But Crystal Snow didn't make it in there?
Honestly, it hurts too much.
But you turned it into rain. You're like, this isn't
it's
really
just like
snow.
stabbing it a little bit.
It's not really snow, it's rain. I'm just gonna look at it and see rain. It's not really snow.
That's my thought process here.
You're gonna manifest what you want.
I'm gonna manifest what I want, which is rain.
Oh, I haven't given you a nickname yet this episode.
Oh,
shoot. I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could just do it like that.
I know, it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
Well,
I do want to know where you got that giant, like, hot dog shaped Wadio behind you, though.
Well,
Why is he so big and why is he hot dog shaped?
so
it's
Curious.
a body pillow, you know?
yeah, so the
Oh.
merch that was released for the astronaut, I went maybe a little crazy on the amount of things that I bought.
Yeah, I remember that haul of yours.
And one of them was this body pillow.
Which looks like a hot dog.
It looks like a hot dog.
Didn't he come into his own box?
Yeah,
like,
he
massive
did.
Box
I
too?
had to buy him separately from all of my other merch that I had bought from that launch because they couldn't ship him with other things. It had to be shipped by himself. He showed up at like my house in this giant box that was like basically up to my hip height. It was massive.
You know what I think would have been hilarious is if there was some sort of like little window into that box and like
Oh
the
my
shipping
Just
God.
the face in the box.
the shipping people could see what was in there at that height and be like, what are we delivering?
The embarrassing part of this is like before I started using a caddy is I would send it to my house. So I'm pretty sure it's the same DHL guys every time delivering my packages. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry for the amount of stuff.
I just want them to be able to kind of see some
The
of the
giant Woto.
the
Yeah, I'm just
massive
glad you still
hot
have to
dog.
deal with Mike of DHL.
Actually, no. I looked on the Weaver's website now, and it's FedEx now.
They got rid of Mike of DHL.
Yeah, it's FedEx now.
You
It's still
know
just as
you know
expensive.
your DHL guy, huh?
No, we just
yeah.
all nicknamed him Mike because
Oh,
of
they're
the
just all
taxes.
named Mike?
Yeah, because of the
Okay.
taxes that it costs, like the import taxes.
Yeah, we started calling him Mike. I think it was a Twitter thing that we started calling him Mike because we would get like some just outrageous fees on stuff that was like not necessary because when you're importing,
just like buying it from Global in Canada was already expensive enough, and then you basically, because of shipping was astronomical, and then you got like another like $40 in import fees depending on what you were getting, and we just started yelling Mike every time it happened.
Why Mike? Where did that come from?
It's just an easy name to
yeah,
yell.
it was just like one of those names. I don't even know. Like,
So Mike like works at Hybe or Mike works at DHL or where does Mike work?
It's
yeah,
the
DHL
DHL
specifically.
Okay. And
Mike.
is Mike like in charge of DHL in your minds?
Yeah.
He is all of DHL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of it.
All of it. All of it.
Well, mostly DHL Canada, I will say.
Mostly DHL Canada, because the US guys get their own like Weaver's tab. So
yeah, the only downside is that it takes forever to ship.
I'm okay with that because the shipping isn't that expensive.
Well, okay, so that's one thing. But when you order the advent calendars and they arrive 2 months after Christmas,
yeah, true.
then that's a different story.
You're right.
Well, you like count down to like.
So I got
summer?
advent calendars for my birthday.
Hey, still, I feel like that's a great compromise.
No, if it's like
Albums, at least they get
really
shipped, I guess.
Yeah, the albums are shipped really quick. For like release, like any other places where you would normally like buy your albums. It's just like merch itself.
Yeah.
So like the advent calendars, like DVDs, stuff like that, shirts, whatever, those take forever. Because they have to import them and then they have to ship them out. So
well,
you know. It is what it is.
Oh, Mike.
The things we do.
Mike.
The things we do for BTS, I swear to God.
That is correct. But anyway, I think this brings us to the end of this episode.
The end.
The end. So as usual, we have a new podcast episode coming out every Thursday, and a new clip coming out every Sunday at 3 p.m. EST. I don't know how you're gonna find a clip for this week, Jess, because this episode has just been fantastic.
I don't know.
I don't know how you're gonna do it.
I'll have to figure it out.
You can also listen to us on the go, basically on any app you would listen to your podcast on the go. You can find our social medias in the description. We'll also put all of BorahaeCon's socials and website in the description. So it's easy access for you guys to check it out and get tickets to go and have a whole bunch of fun.
Whole bunch of fun.
Yeah.
But you can also find us at Army Think Tank or at Army Think Tank Podcast on the socials. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified whenever we post a new video. Amanda,
On that note,
coming. Well, I'm gonna thank Amanda first.
Okay.
Thank you for coming.
Bye.
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 Thank you. That, to be fair, that is usually how it goes.
You just say
thank
bye.
you for coming.
Bye.
Thank you for joining
yes,
us.
thanks for
It was
coming.
a blast.
It was so much fun.
Well, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, Jess. Now it's time.
All right, I
On
just
that
at some point I'm gonna send you a random email with your
Your
nickname.
nickname.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You can also find it on Instagram.
It's gonna
It'll
be like the
probably
middle of
easier
the
for
night
sure.
sometime, and I'm gonna be like, oh, I got it.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
it.
We'll let you guys know what that nickname is. We'll
Yes,
tell you
once
in
we
the
get it,
comment.
we'll let you know.
We'll let you know.
100%.
But until then, Jansterdamus.
Yep.
Jansterdamus.
I know that is now my new name in Jess's phone.
It will be. I'm doing
Well,
it
good.
right after
I'm glad I could contribute something that's gonna stay with you.
forever.
I mean, I have been manifesting things, so it works out.
It works
Well, you
out.
must have manifested yourself a nickname today too. Then.
Yeah,
There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. On that
On that
note,
note,
have a good week.
Bye.
have a good week, everybody. We'll see
And
you.
we'll see you guys next week.
See you next time.